morning. It's Wednesday, July 14th, and I was just doing my devotional reading, and I'd like to watch some booktube and do some reading today because I haven't been able to do that for a few days, but we'll see what happens, and I'm just gonna keep vlogging it, whatever it looks like. Anyway, also hopefully this weekend I'm going to read Twilight. I have a lot of work to do, so I won't be here next week, so I need to figure that out. But anyway, sorry for the awkward leg angle, but I'm just gonna read a little bit of Choosing Real because I've not gotten to start my Patreon yet. I want to keep going in this and kind of see what I think of the rest of the book. I know in the last reading vlog I wasn't thrilled with it, but hopefully it gets better. I don't know, I've been like writing down a quote and making it my bookmark. I like this quote that said, "I mistook intimacy with God as my responsibility." I think that is absolutely the best thing that I've gotten from this book so far. This chapter is called Who Am I? The Invitation to Claim a Jesus Identity During Transition. So this sounds like it's right about where I've been. So this is probably going to be a good chapter, and I'm ready to get into it. I did want to take some time because I need to do this more often to remind you that if you are not subscribed to this channel and you want to see more reading content, please go ahead and click the subscribe button right now. Okay, so I'm sitting in the car while my mom's in an appointment, and I brought two book choices. Good Morning, Good Light. So much is going on. Last time I was sitting here and I started vlogging, a fire truck went through, and now I hear sirens again. So I have these two books, Good Morning, Good Light and The Brothers Karamazov, and I don't know which one I'm going to start with. Weird stuff going on here. I think I'm going to start with Good Morning, Good Light. Something light, airy, and happy, because it's hot in here. Hey guys, so I am in the middle of a major cleaning and decluttering and organizing day, so that's why I look like this. But today is a big day because it's probably the best weekend that I'm going to get in the month of July to do the Twilight Readathon. Now, my intention was to read all of the books in one weekend. I extremely highly doubt that that's going to happen this weekend. Definitely want to start with Twilight, possibly get into Breaking Dawn. New Moon. Can you tell I don't know what I'm talking about? Anyway, definitely want to read this weekend and get into as many as I can. I don't think that I'm going to get through all of them, and I don't even have the fourth one, so I have to get that from the library anyway. But definitely going to start this, and we're going to see what I think of Twilight. Now, just to preface, I have always enjoyed vampire kind of stories. Like my mom's favorite show growing up, one of them was Dark Shadows, and I definitely watched Dark Shadows reruns as a small child and loved them. So I'm curious what I think of this, especially considering all the hype when I was a teenager over this and the fact that I've never read them and am now 28 years old. I think this is going to be fun, and I'm very curious to see what I think. Do you guys think I'm going to like them? Or do you guys think I'm going to hate them? Let me know in the comments below. Okay, so I just read the first chapter of Twilight, of course, what this video is about. I like how descriptive it is. Don't love how long the chapters are, or at least that one. I like when chapters are shorter and kind of to the point. I think my problem with that is that obviously I know a lot of what's going to happen in this book, and it's kind of like, can we get to it already? I don't know. But I did like it so far. I don't think it's too ridiculous, so I can understand why people liked this when I was younger. And that's pretty much my opinion of chapter 1. I look forward to moving on the book, but gotta try to get some other stuff done first. I'm really hopeful that it was going to start raining outside and make it a super atmospheric experience for reading, but I am about to read chapter 2 of Twilight. Just an update. I will say my favorite part of this so far is just like knowing kind of the backstory and like what happens sort of and seeing it unfold. That's my favorite part so far. My least favorite part so far would be how long it feels like it's taking for stuff to happen, but it doesn't feel like it's that long, so it's not even bad. I'm enjoying this more than I thought I would. I thought I was going to find it completely ridiculous from page 1, which I am on chapter 3, so thus far I don't find it ridiculous. I've read 50 pages and haven't rolled my eyes yet, so I think we're doing well. But I'm just going to read a little bit more, following along with the live sprint, and I have like 10 minutes left. So I'm going to try to read chapter 3. And then when they do like their talking and chat and whatnot, I will go clean the bathroom counters and stuff in my house. So that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, chapter 3 annoyed me. Not the hugest fan of either Bella or Edward in this chapter. So I liked the first two, and now I'm like, am I gonna get annoyed with these two really quickly? Very possible. We'll see what happens. So I'm about halfway through. I don't know if you can see that. Almost halfway through. It's kind of deceptive because there's a portion of new moon in this book, but I'm getting close. Lots of thoughts, but not sure how to express them. I've gotten to the point where we find out that Edward and his family are vampires. Hashtag spoiler alert if you didn't know what Twilight's about. It's definitely interesting. I mean, I've maintained my interest almost the whole time I've been reading. I've gotten distracted a couple times, but it's decently intriguing, and I'm just looking forward to when everything happens that I know is going to happen. And I think I said that in the last clip, but it's fun to kind of watch it unfold. Let's get to it. That's how I feel. But anyway, I'm gonna read a little bit more before I get ready for sleep. And yeah, probably like another hour or so. So, going to do that. Hey guys, super awkward angle, and you can see my sister's stuff in the back. But I finished Twilight yesterday, and I am debating between 3 and 4 stars. Sorry, my book's almost fell. I got distracted. But okay, so it was not as terrible as I was expecting, but I also can't stand. Okay, I cannot stand when girls are like obsessed over this guy. First of all, that they barely know, and for absolutely no reason. That is probably what I'm struggling the most with. How can I word this? On one hand, Edward is right that Bella should stay away from him, and yet he does nothing to whatever. Anyway, I also feel like she's the kind of person who would just annoy me anyway. Like, if it wasn't him, it'd be someone else who she's just like obsessed with. I think that's what annoys me the most. Like, she has no life apart from this guy. I don't care if he's super special and a vampire or whatever. So, I do like the storyline because it's intriguing. And I like vampire stories. But I don't know. I don't know what to say. What I liked about this, I like that it's descriptive, and when I'm reading, for the most part, it doesn't feel like dragging on. I have laughed out loud at things that were not meant to be funny. Rolled my eyes once. I did roll my eyes. I was waiting for that to happen. I didn't despise this book with every fiber in my being, which I was kind of wondering if that was gonna happen. Didn't adore it either, because I'm not 13 for one thing. I also like know what to expect, and I feel like a lot of this, the same thing with like Pride and Prejudice and stuff like that, if I know what to expect, I can enjoy it more because I'm like looking for those parts in the story, and then I don't miss what like the book adds to it. I don't know if that makes any sense. I was surprised by how this ended. There were things in here that I didn't realize were in here that I enjoyed that element of surprise, but it also is kind of stressful. I don't know. Basically, my opinion thus far is about a 4, which for me means that it's good. It's not terrible to me thus far, but it's definitely not like I have to keep reading this or else I'm gonna die like Bella would. I don't care if he's like a super special vampire guy, like why? I don't understand how he could possibly be appealing whatsoever. He's like ice, right? How is that appealing in any way? Maybe it's just because I hate being cold, but it just creeps me out. And I don't like it, and I don't understand. I can't stand is her obsession and the fact that she's just willing to like throw everything away for this guy. I can't stand that in real life, and I can't stand it here. There is something that is like compelling about the story that you want to know what happens, but I would not say that I like love this story. I hope that makes sense. Now, also, I will say that without knowing anything about the story, when it was super popular, without knowing anything, like total bandwagon here, I was always like on the Team Jacob side. So I am surprised that I didn't like completely despise Edward, but also not my favorite because I feel like there's a lot of like manipulation and just not good things. And like their relationship is obviously not healthy, so that bothers me. But yeah, I guess that's my opinion so far. I started the second book. I have not gotten far into it at all. I'm kind of getting like burnout on the story, which is not good since I'm not even halfway through. So basically just like the review of everything that happened in the birthday party scene. Oh my gosh. I forgot about this. This gets me so much. Maybe I shouldn't spoil it for you guys if you haven't read it, but I just would hope that you would appreciate this part as much as I do. This is going to be a spoiler, so if you don't know what happens, I would suggest you like skip a couple seconds, or just turn off the video. So chapter 3 ends, he leaves, she's depressed, it's pathetic. This is what happens next. This got me, I was dying. It just cracks me up. So dramatic. I can't even. I haven't gotten to this, so I don't know what it picks up on, but I just was laughing so hard when I saw that. The sad patheticness is just too much. Oh, this is supposed to be like a Twilight readathon, but I don't think that I'm going to get through this book in the next few hours. I have to pack for a camp that I'm a leader at this coming week, and I just don't envision myself even bringing this along because I don't know. So I'm probably going to hold off on Twilight reading for later in the month, I guess next week, which is the only week left. So I don't despise it thus far, although they are getting on my nerves at this point. And I don't love it. So, yeah, sorry if I offended anybody. Or anybody who doesn't. I feel like my opinion is pretty middle of the road right now. And I want to see what I think of it overall before I make my final opinion. But right now I'm really annoyed with her. I also must say that I do think that Jacob is very sweet. And so probably on his side right now. So those are my thoughts. Sorry I just rambled for like 10 minutes about this. Okay, would you guys be upset with me if I chose a different book to read today? Because I'm not really feeling Twilight right now, but I would like to do some reading because I have, what's today? Today's the 18th, which means there are like 13 days left in the month, and I still have like 9 books to read. I would like to get that done. So I think what I'm going to do is the TBR game picks my TBR for the day, that is. I'm actually, okay, I've changed my TBR game so many times since I created it, but I think I'm going to stick with the change that I'm making in August, and I may include like a birthday thing because my birthday's in August, but I'm so excited for the way that I'm changing my TBR game because I think this will be something that I can do consistently. But anyway, that's just like a tidbit in advance. I don't know why I'm standing like this in front of a big plant, but I am gonna go ahead and I don't know what's on my book. That's gross. I'm just gonna rotate through these things. So the first thing that I'm gonna read is whatever's closest to this prompt, which is a title of a book. This is my 5-star predictions box. So whatever's closest to this title is what I will read for this first session of reading. The Wedding Dress. Already read it, so check. But, and it was not a 5-star, but that doesn't matter. The closest thing to that is either Sense and Sensibility, or for some reason I'm getting those kind of vibes. Okay, it's either Sense and Sensibility, New Moon, or The Brothers Karamazov. And I'm just throwing that in there because I really want to read that, so I don't know why I'm playing this game. Let's read the next chapter of Sense and Sensibility just to like get some progress, and then I can also throw this away. Also, if you haven't seen it, here's my collection with Jane Austen. I have 4 of the novels. Sense and Sensibility, Persuasion, Emma, and of course, our favorite, Pride and Prejudice. Sorry, I'm talking without my head in the frame. I'm going to link this if I can. Actually, it's a Barnes & Noble collection, so I may not be able to link it, but I will link Sense and Sensibility. And I usually try to link whatever the least expensive copy I can find is, so you're welcome. You can find that in the description. On that note, let's get into this. By the way, guys, go ahead and comment below your deepest, darkest secret. No, I'm just kidding. Would have rather me chosen New Moon or Sense and Sensibility? And tell me why. Since I did any filming or vlogging. I was a leader at a camp for a week, then when I got back I got sick, And then this week has been me and my sister's birthday week, so I have been kind of busy the last 3 weeks. And not really able to read as much, but I'm getting back into it. I just wanted to talk to you guys for a minute about what I'm reading. And today I just read a little section of Rewriting Your Broken Story. I'm still reading through this. I'm more than halfway through, I think. It's just so good. I like to take it section by section. That's what I was doing. Also today I read a chapter of Choosing Real. I am working on a Patreon project with this. I would like to do like a little small group video series sort of thing. I wanted to do it last month, but was not able to with going to camp and then getting sick. I've carried it into August and hopefully that will come out soon. I don't have too much left in the book, so I'll probably just film them all at one time and then post them once a week, something like that. And then I really need to catch up on my Fixing My Eyes on Jesus devotional because I have like almost half of July's to read and it's August 6th, so I need to catch up on that. And then I have also been reading New Moon, and so far I'm super annoyed by it. I do not enjoy this as much as Twilight, and I mean Twilight was pretty basic, but this I am not. Oh my gosh, the pining and the just silliness is so annoying. Oh my gosh, I can't handle it in real life. I can't handle it in a book. It's frustrating. I also wanted to remind myself to remind you guys to subscribe if you have not already so that you don't miss future videos. So I was just reading a few chapters, actually for like an hour, of this book, New Moon. I liked the last chapter because Bella finally got her butt up and actually went and did something and talked to people. But until this past chapter, until like the last few pages, I was not enjoying this whatsoever. The moping, the boringness. Even like the bike plot line is not interesting me at all, but the last few pages of this was better. I'm going to go post on Bookstagram and Twitter, and I'm trying to be more consistent in those too, so that's what I'm gonna go work on. Hey guys, it's Monday evening and I just finished reading my little teeny tiny Jane Austen collection. So reading the part about Sense and Sensibility where it the author of this book kind of like tells the story in her own words, it makes me want to pick up Sense and Sensibility again because now I kind of have a framework for what's going on, and so I feel like that might help me stay attentive to the story. So hopefully I'll get to do that soon. Probably not this month. Well, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But then it was nice to like read the little synopsis of Pride and Prejudice, Emma and Persuasion, which I've read Emma and Pride and Prejudice, but I've listened to the audiobook of Persuasion. I haven't like physically read it yet. So it was nice to get that kind of synopsis sort of story. And then also Northanger Abbey and Mansfield Park makes me want to read them. I just really enjoyed this tiny little book, and now it's time to move on to the next one, which is the Bronte Sisters collection. Alright, hey guys, it is Wednesday morning. I've been doing some cleaning and stuff. I've already done some reading in both my Fixing My Eyes on Jesus and Rewriting Your Broken Story devotional, as well as reading through the book of Job and the book of Proverbs. Read a chapter of this, Choosing Real, and try to finish this little mini Shakespeare collection. This one's taking me a lot longer than the Jane Austen and Bronte sisters ones, because obviously it's more intense and you kind of have to figure out what they're saying. I've also been distracted a lot more. Just read another chapter of Choosing Real, and I don't know if you could tell on the time lapse or if I'm gonna leave it in, but I totally cried during this chapter. It was all about senses and how the things that we experience through taste, smell, sound, all is meant to give us like a glimpse of a little bit of who God is and what He's created for us. And I loved it. It was a really good chapter, and just thinking about how many wonderful things we experience through our senses that a lot of times we just take for granted or don't even notice. Like right now, I'm twisting my necklace and not even paying attention to it, or the feeling of holding a really tactile book, or being able to look out the window and see the trees. Like, there are so many wonderful senses that we get to experience that a lot of times we take for granted. Or like when you're sick and you can't smell anything and it's horrible for a few days, and then you finally can smell stuff again. I just really enjoyed this chapter. And I don't have too much left of this book. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3 chapters. I just really enjoyed that. Like, look at the aesthetic of those flowers in the background with this cover. I love it. I'm so here for it. And I really enjoyed this chapter on senses, because we all experience senses every day, and some of us in different ways, and some people have issues with sensory overload and stuff like that, but I would definitely recommend this book just for the chapter on senses. Speaking of senses, I think I'm gonna go eat something, and I need to work out. I'm trying to be athletic here since the Olympics. Well, yeah, kind of. Hopefully I'll get to read more later. I do want to finish, I don't know if you can see it, but my little Shakespeare collection. Anyway, I'm gonna go do that, and I will talk to you guys later. I decided, since this is taking me forever to get to and I don't really look forward to picking it up and finding out what happens, I decided to start watching the movies, and I actually watched all of them. So I'm probably not going to finish reading the Twilight series because I just wasn't enjoying picking them up. I have other books that I need to get to that I am enjoying or that I hope to enjoy, and these take up a ton of space on my TBR cart. that I could use for other things. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm glad that I tried these. I don't know, maybe at some point I'll try to finish the series, but like I can borrow the books from the library if I really desperately want to. I don't envision that happening, but yeah, I just kind of wanted to know like how the whole story played out. And I know there are differences between the books and the movies, but there doesn't seem to be a whole lot. Like I kind of skimmed through the book for like the parts that I actually was most interested in, and there's not a whole lot of variation that I saw. You guys can correct me on that. I will say of the movies, I think that Eclipse and Breaking Dawn were the most interesting because it kind of shows like the history and the reason behind stuff, and I liked that, but I just don't really feel the need to read the whole books. So I think if I was going to read any of them, I would read Breaking Dawn, but I am putting these on the DNF list for right now. I have my other books that I'm trying to read in a stack on the floor, and I really need to just focus on these right now, and Twilight's just taking up too much of my time without a whole lot of like enthusiasm for it. I much preferred to watch the movies and just like see what happened that way. I know normally in like every case the book is better than the movie, but I think in this case the movies are a lot better than the books, in my opinion at least, because I think that the movies had some like sense to them. I think that they did a decent job of like giving you the visual like reason, like giving you the visuals and the reasons behind things and attempting to make you like feel the emotions. Also, I have to say, when I was in high school and I had no idea what I was talking about and everyone was like, are you Team Edward or Team Jacob? I was always Team Jacob just based on what I knew, and I literally can't stand him. I'm not gonna lie, and I know that a lot of people are gonna hate me for that, but I do not like him at all. If I thought Edward was controlling, Jacob's far worse, in my opinion. So I just couldn't with New Moon, and I just don't feel the need to continue reading. But anyway, that's my update. Sorry to all you Twilight lovers and Team Jacob people, because I just can't relate. And I ended up liking Edward a whole lot better in the latter half of the series, at least based on the movies. So that's that. That's my update. I'm gonna get back to some books that I enjoy. So I'll talk to you guys when I have more to share.